Welcome to Pittsburgh Sports Tonight. Along with Patrick O'Neill, I'm Mary Strong. The Penguins hold on for a 3-2 win over the Thrashers. And later, Hall of Famer Phil Esposito gives us an early grade on Mario's season. All right, let's talk about Mario Lemieux for a minute here. He's having a great start to the season. Are you surprised he's played this well so far?
Emmanuel, you obviously were going after Sasha this game. Ricardo helping out at the net with those 7 stuff blocks in that match. What's the strategy heading into game 2?
The San Diego Chargers fired head coach Marty Schottenheimer on Monday. Sources say Schottenheimer and Chargers general manager A.J. Smith were having disagreements over staffing after losing a number of assistants.
UCLA made some changes in the offseason. They brought on former player Carl Durrell as their new head coach.
Carrie, I know after the match in Hermosa, you told me you didn't feel like you were as effective at the net. What adjustments are you going to make today?
I just asked Dane Selznick why Missy looks a little hesitant on defense on some plays. He said she's having a little bit of trouble with her right leg. She apparently tweaked her right knee yesterday, and now she's feeling pain down into her calf and up into her quadricep. Dane says she's still playing hard despite the irritation, but still a little tentative on some plays.
The theory behind a supersized offense is pretty simple. The bigger they are, the harder they are to move. Ooh. Ow. The Chicago Bears formally lifted Tank Johnson's team suspension Tuesday. Lovie Smith indicated in his press conference that he did not see any reason that Johnson would not be available to play Sunday versus the Packers. Meanwhile, after starting the season at 0-5, the Tennessee Titans have won 8 of their last 10 games and can still make the playoffs. Pro Bowl rosters were released on Tuesday, and familiar names like Tom Brady and Brett Favre were not on the list. Meanwhile, Favre is hoping to lead the Packers to their 3rd straight victory Thursday night against the Vikings, a matchup you can see right here on NFL Network.
You know, Mary, something tells me that is the first butt Barkley's ever kissed in his life.
I would say so. And did you see he barely skimmed the donkey's derriere, if you want to say?
No.
Yeah, I don't think he touched it either.
He did not kiss that ass.
We want to see a replay on that.
Yeah.
When someone asked Mario Lemieux the other day about Alexei Morozov leading the league in scoring, Mario laughed and said, not for long. Tonight, Morozov briefly retook the NHL scoring lead, but before the game was over, his name was a notch below Lemieux's. Penguins hosting the Thrashers. The first period, check out goalie Johan Hedberg. Look where he is. He's going to come way out into the crease here. The Thrashers are going to try and try again, but will not capitalize. Hedberg was able to get back for the save. He had 32 saves on the night. We got Patrick coaching over here. Later in the first, Lemieux with a rebound, then watch as Super Mario finds Alexei Morozov and goes for the 5-hole right here, right between the legs. His 5th of the year, 1-0 Pens right now. And be sure to tune in tomorrow night, and don't miss part 2 of our conversation with Blues GM Larry Flo.
Very strong. I'm Patrick O'Neill. Thanks for watching the Midwest Sports Report.
They've got more beef than a Big Mac, and they're not just big, they're supersized.
I came in the league in 1989, and there was one guy in the league that weighed 300 pounds, and that was one of my teammates, William Perry. And now you've got probably a dozen guys on every team that weigh 300.
Or dare we say more? Cowboys offensive lineman Aaron Gibson may be the first player to break the 400 barrier at 410 pounds, or at the very least, the first to admit it.
I'm not too big, I'm just big, you know, so if you get overweight or out of shape, that's when you start to lose those steps, not necessarily how much you weigh on the scale.
When you're not able to move, when you're not able to get your job done, then sometimes bigger isn't better.
Even though they've put on the pounds, most players like Kennedy and Gibson can move. The new breed of linemen are not only bigger, but stronger. The theory behind a supersized offense is pretty simple. The bigger they are, the harder they are to move. Ooh. Ow.
If there's a defensive lineman weighing 265, 275, and going up against a guy weighing 340, 350, and 360, sure, you can get pound on him and can weigh him down.
I would rather have the biggest, best athlete. That's when you really get good. I mean, it's just logic, isn't it?
Players aren't just bigger and faster, they're getting bigger faster. At the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis, the average lineman stands 6'5", 315 pounds, and growing.
When I was being recruited out of high school, I remember I was, one of the biggest guys in the nation at the time, 6'5", like 315. And now, all the freshmen we've been bringing in over the last couple of years, and they're all like 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", and they're all weighing 330, plus pounds. I'm starting to feel like a midget around here.
So how are these guys getting so big? 30 years ago, there was no such thing as an off-season workout program. Now players spend hours in the weight room and have strict eating programs that would put Jack LaLanne to shame. But how big is too big? And is it healthy?
We do not know if it is safe. We do not know if there is an increased risk of medical problems.
And is it just food they're eating or something else?
We suspect that there are some who are one step ahead of the game, who take something that maybe we haven't figured out quite how to detect just yet.
But most guys simply stick to the basics.
Hard work and dedication to food.
I'm Mary Strong, Fox Sports Net.
Just like flying, bud.
What's a little speed? Okay, just kneel down, kneel down, kneel down. Whoa.
They seem like any other kids. Skiing, dog sledding, just having fun. For Patrick Gibson and 17 other kids who have cancer, coming to the Silver Lining Ranch is a dream. Not only for them, but also for the camp's founder, former tennis star Andrea Jaeger. After an injury ended her career in 1987, Jaeger's vision came to life.
I'm kind of glad that I got injured, which you would never think you would say. God blessed me by being a professional tennis player, being successful, and then I really believe that he said, you're done here. You need to come and do something else that's a little bit more beneficial to other people. There you go.
Jaeger started the foundation with her $1.4 million in career earnings. But the real magic began in 1999 when the Silver Lining Ranch was built. Donations came from everywhere, including the 10 acres of land the ranch sits on, and from many big names like sports stars John McEnroe and David Robinson, and celebrities like Paul Newman and Cindy Crawford.
What we're trying to do is give them the best opportunity to have life with cancer. You can live with cancer. You can ski with cancer. You can be in a talent show with cancer, and that's what we're trying to give them.
The foundation puts on 10 camps a year for as many as 20 kids who are selected by hospitals around the country.
That was awesome.
It's an all-expense-paid trip where for at least a week they can leave their clinics, doctors, and troubles behind.
It's really great because, here sometimes at home I feel intimidated because other people don't have cancer, and here I get to meet a lot of people who also have cancer, and they've gone through the same horrible stuff that I've gone through.
As the foundation grows, so does the cost to run it.
Yeah, there it is.
$2.2 million annually. But the money isn't always there, and that's when the community steps in to help.
Just be loose in your knees.
The way they donate their time and effort and everything like that is something you can take away, and hopefully, I can model myself after them.
When I started the foundation, I said, can you do this the rest of your life? Because don't you dare start this for these kids and stop. Because you don't do that to a child. You never do that to a child.
The camp's motto is never say goodbye, and proof of that is this wall behind me. It's affectionately called the Wall of Life. It's pictures of hundreds of children who have spent time here at the Silver Lining Ranch and will never be forgotten. But Andrea wanted them to feel like this is their place, so each camper creates a tile before they leave, all memories that will live on these walls forever.
The whole point is we don't want kids coming here going, this is it. Because that's not what a family does. You don't say goodbye when someone's going to care for you and think of you and support you and be there forever.
We're going to do scholarships. Who's going to college?
The lifetime commitment includes helping families with medical costs, a scholarship program, gifts, a monthly newsletter, and a toll-free number to call for support at any time. Unfortunately, the news isn't always good when the phone rings.
Every time we get a call from a parent and a child's lost their battle to cancer, it rips our hearts out. I mean, you can't care so much about these kids and not have them in your heart forever. So many people go, I don't know how you do it. I couldn't, work with those kids that are going to die. Wait a minute. These kids are living. These kids are living better here, now, with cancer, than a lot of people I've ever seen growing up with on the tennis circuit.
For Andrea and the kids, this is more than a week at camp. It's hope for a better tomorrow for children who need a reason to keep fighting.
It just makes you happy to be alive and, stuff like that. And it makes you realize that life is a lot more than what we give it.